Chapter 1, Suratrat Prison. In the deepest, darkest region of the planet Thray, behind a cloaked curtain, rests the inescapable Suratrat Prison. Long rows of dark cells made of metallic-like material line the endless halls. A dim red glow of the electromagnetically charged bars that secure the prisoners in their cells lends the only light. The low, static humming of the bars chases away the silence. Held here are the worst of criminals and enemies of the IT. Among them now is Commander Rescuca, who once held a very high position within the realm. In the cell next to him is a powerful beast named Thade. He is a quiet and calm creature with fur as black as night and cool to the touch. His origin is completely unknown to most. Thade is Rescuca's most trusted companion. Footsteps can be heard steadily growing louder in the hallway. Making a rare visit at this hour is one known to Rescuca as Ch.1, a former friend and soldier whom Rescuca once mentored. Ch.1, in a splendid suit of armor, stops in front of Rescuca's cell before speaking. "Well, today is the day, Rescuca. It's been one whole week, and the days of deliberation are over. The war ends here, and your rebellion stops now. The final phase of the Numah fusion is nearly complete, and the Emperor is arriving soon. While we wait for him to arrive, perhaps you can explain some things. What do you have to say for yourself?" Rising from his seated position on the cold, hard floor, Rescuca replies calmly, "Hello, Ch.1, or should I say Leech? How nice of you to visit. You've come to gloat, no doubt? I'm sure there's no greater pleasure for you than to see your long-time rival rotting here in this prison, awaiting his fiery execution." Rescuca moves to face Ch.1. Positioning himself opposite his former comrade, he continues, "To answer your antagonistic question, as I've sat here in my cell and thought back on everything, I have very few regrets, if any. My Nomed Clan and I had a great run at it. In the end, we were simply outmanned and outgunned here on this prison planet. Nevertheless, we put up a great fight against ridiculous odds. Someone had to take a stand against Emperor Epaga and his tyranny, no matter the cost." With a tone of disbelief, Ch.1 asks, "You mean, even if it costs the lives of nearly 50,000 Legna? It was decreed plainly in our principle and protocol that all of you would pay dearly for your rebellion. You can't be serious, Rescuca. How can you even think you actually stood a chance of defeating Evol Epaga, the most powerful ruler in existence? He is all-wise and all-knowing. He was a million steps ahead of you right from the start." Ch.1's tone confuses Rescuca. Ch.1 seems to genuinely wonder why Rescuca would undertake such a lost cause. Evol Epaga is very powerful indeed, but to Rescuca there's no question that the Emperor must be confronted. Why can't Ch.1 see that? Did he learn nothing while serving alongside his instinctive comrade? How could his once trusted friend and ally have so much confidence in an evil emperor? Rescuca can only conclude that Ch.1 has a hidden agenda. Infuriated and no longer able to keep his cool, Rescuca retorts, "You mean right from the time you betrayed me and the entire Legna Legion? I know it was you who told the Emperor of my plans to enlighten the majority, to set its mind free from the control of the beacon. It was you who told them of my battle strategies. I trusted you and told you everything. That's how Emperor Epaga knew what he knew in advance and in such great detail. I always suspected you coveted my position as the light-bearer. I just didn't know how low you were willing to stoop to get it. I didn't imagine that you, the legendary Ch.1, would stab your lifelong companion and mentor in the back. I guess I gave you the perfect opportunity to rise to power, and you took it. After all, isn't that what all of this has been about? Power? Isn't that what the Emperor has been after all along? Isn't that why he insisted so strongly that the Council move forward with the fusion program so quickly? Tell me, Ch.1, how long did it take you to go running to Emperor Epaga to share what you learned? And have you been crowned as the new light-bearer already? Or is your Emperor waiting for my execution before he bestows upon you such an honor?" With weariness in his voice, Ch.1 says, "My dear Rescuca, the more time you've spent in this prison, the more insane you've become. I never coveted your precious position as light-bearer. Why are you always calling me Leech? Rescuca was examining Leecham's countenance as he spoke. He has to give him credit. He didn't detect a shred of the backstabber Leecham had revealed himself to be in the past. Even at a time when his performance is no longer necessary, Leecham is keeping up the act. His deception seems to be limitless and flawless. Rescuca fires back. I'm right to call you Leech, and you're right when you say you never wanted my position. You want more than that. You've seen the power of the Numah fusion, and I'm betting that's your next move. Once you've taken me out and the rest of Nomed, there will be nothing to stand in your way. I have a feeling you won't stop with the Numah here on Planet Thray in this system. You'll target the other 99 systems and their planets as well. With all that combined power, you'll be able to control the majority, form a new council, and even overthrow the Emperor himself. As it stands, you have almost 100,000 Legna, including my Legna, at your command already. Leecham's eyes widened, and then he looked away, as if he's contemplating something far away. So you know of the other 99 systems. Seeing he struck a nerve, Rescuca composes himself and replies, Yes, my friendly foe. You seem to forget that I was here at the beginning. I was the first to be set free from the deception of the beacon. My time in this prison won't change the strength of mind I've always maintained. This isn't my first rodeo. Remember, I'm the one who shared with you knowledge of the secret things. Leecham pulls his gaze back and focuses on Rescuca with a suspicious, concerned tone. First rodeo? Isn't that a saying of the Numah? You've been on this prison planet so long you're starting to talk like them and look like them. And if you're beginning to look like them, then you know what that means. Rescuca, annoyed, almost spits the words out in reply. You never cease to insult me, do you, Leech? Yes, I know quite well how vain and conceited the Emperor is. I know how he put his stamp and image on all the Numah, right up under the nose of the majority. This was the first thing that clued me in on his egotistical plot to become all-powerful and unstoppable. Surely, you must know by now that Emperor Epaga is already all-powerful and unstoppable, Leecham says. He always has been. Incredibly, Leecham seems to believe his own words. Rescuca, now believing he understands what Leecham is up to, replies, Don't try to fool me, and don't mock me. The Emperor might become all-powerful when fusion is fully functional, but you and I both know that he isn't unstoppable. It's for this very reason that you seek to beat him at his own game. In the end, you'll have the last laugh. You've played this whole thing out masterfully. Leecham shakes his head. You always have everyone figured out, Rescuca. Everyone but yourself. Well, everyone but yourself and your notorious Nomed Clan, the ones you've sacrificed to the fire. What's that supposed to mean? Rescuca wonders what game Leecham is playing now. Nothing, old friend. There's no need to get into that. Rescuca senses his rival is hiding something. He glares curiously through the electromagnetic bars at Leecham, studying his posture, his expression, his mannerisms, anything that might reveal a clue as to what he might be thinking. Trying to sound casual, he urges his betrayer to continue talking. No, let's get into it. You're keeping me company until the Emperor arrives, and we have nothing else better to do. Leecham turns away from Rescuca and stares down the hall. Suddenly looking as if he has somewhere else to be, he says, No, I'll let the Emperor Epaga explain all that when he comes. I'm sure it'll be his privilege and pleasure. Besides, I have some things I need to do, other prisoners to speak with. His eyes fixed on Leecham, Rescuca leans in and says, I imagine you do. I bet you have plenty to plot and plan. I'm sure you have a lot more backstabbing to do. Shrugging off the inmate's remarks, Leecham says, What I am sure of is that I won't enjoy another dispute. We've been there and done that already. Remember? Rescuca stares past Leecham. Oh, yes, I remember, he says. I remember it was the third day of my exile here on Thray, 3 days before I was moved to this isolation cell. Yet, again, the Emperor was violating our principle and protocol with Sesam, one of his favorite Numah pets. Impatiently, Leecham interrupts him. Let me remind you that I have no desire to argue. You may enjoy our talks and your time here in this prison, but I do not. Plus, I might start forgetting things and begin to sound like you. I will say that I'm impressed with how much you still remember. That's interesting. Anyway, enjoy your cell and your final hours with your partners in crime, especially that attractive and fragrant friend of yours over there. He gestures towards Thade, who's housed in the cell to the left of Rescuca's. Knowing it to be futile to continue debating, Rescuca remains quiet as he watches Leacham hurriedly stride down the dark, seemingly endless hallway. As Leacham fades into the darkness, he contemplates their discussion, wondering again what Leacham is holding back.